Hey guys, Julie the Oracle here. So today I'm going to do another one like I did in the last reading. It's going to be Tarot for the Soul. Again, this spread was created by my teacher, mentor, and best friend, JP. We met like a little bit over a year ago, and he taught me tarot from scratch. I knew nothing about tarot. And I have since accumulated quite a bit of knowledge on tarot. I'm still learning from him. I'm still learning as I go. Still trying to apply more intuition on top of it. And I've learned to do it in my own way, but I am forever indebted to him. Like, I will always give him credit for teaching me from scratch the basics. And I have kind of expanded and grown on my own. So I'm very grateful to him for that. And I did get his permission. And his blessing, as long as I share the link to the Soul Tarot on Facebook. He has his own group, and he does teach. So if you are interested, please hit that link that will be in the bottom. I'll pin it to the top of the comment section. Feel free to check us out. I am part of it. We are on Meetup, but more of it's getting transferred to Facebook now. So, we're going to be live on Facebook at times, and so if you are interested in learning tarot or anything like that, you can. There are rules in place, so please be respectful of those if you do come in to the group. But if you like my readings, then feel free to check out the page when I post it. And I'll also say that you take what resonates, leave the rest. So today's it's Tarot for the Soul, but today's topic is for a friend. That is what this reading is about. So basically, I pulled a significator card. This first card will decide whether this is a former friend or a current friend, like in the present. So I got the Five of Blades. This tells me past, because it's usually a conflict card, and it looks like one person is like, this ghost is super happy because he screwed over the other ghost. He made them throw down their sword, so he feels like he's won some type of battle or argument. And they're walking away feeling like crap. So I'm thinking that, something caused your friendship with a certain person to implode, and you're not friends anymore. And it could be a big thing. It could be a small thing. It could be something you regret. It could be something that you're just fine with. I mean, what I'm getting from this so far is that this is meant to be this way. Some people come into your life and they help you grow, and then you part ways and you go on with your life. So I just want to say that as a heads up before we get started. I have a few oracle cards to throw on top to try to lighten the mood, but it's going to be interesting. So, like I said, the first card in this, what can you learn from this former friendship? That's going to be like the main question that I'm going to post in the top, but each card has its own question. So we're going to start. The significator decided that it was a former friend. So this is somebody you're no longer friends with. You're done. It's over. I don't know what happened between the two of you. It was something you did, they did, but we're about to find out. But that's basically what this is telling me. A past friend, and that you had a huge implosion of your friendship, and you're no longer speaking, no contact. You're just not friends anymore. And I don't know, it could be bad blood, Now I'm getting like Taylor Swift's Bad Blood. Yeah, that song's going to be stuck in my head now. Here we go. So, number 2 card is over here. We have the Ace of Sticks, or Ace of Wands, if you want. The question was, what's the best the former friend did for you? So, the best thing that they did for you is that they created opportunities for you, if you want to look at it that way. But for me, it's all about artistic. Like, they inspired and motivated you and created like passion. Like, maybe it was like, I almost get like intellectual. I mean, I'm not looking at a sword here, but they fired you up. They got you to thinking about things, but I feel like it's very creative. There's lots of fire here. My fire sign's probably present, but I just wanted to say that this person definitely got your creative juices flowing. They were like a muse to you, if that makes sense. So after you met them, you guys had this great friendship when you first started, and you were like motivated. You wanted to start doing all this cool artistic. You always had these great ideas and things that you're like, what if we do this? I don't want to say like get rich quick schemes, but you know, maybe you had these ideas for making money or ideas for making art. You wanted to do something that you could be hands-on with. And so I'm seeing that, you know, they basically handed you the wand here and you were like, okay, let's make art. Let me do some drawing, painting. Let me do some graphic art. Let me, you know, I'm going to create pieces of wood and I'm going to, you know, whittle them into shapes, or I'm going to paint pieces of fence and paint images on it. Or, you know, you could be somebody who, you could have been making blankets and sewing socks or hats and stuff. I don't know. I just get like you're really creative. And it doesn't have to be art in the way we think of art. It's like painting and drawing and stuff. But you could be artistic in other ways. Like maybe this inspired you to dance, to sing, you know, to... I'm trying to think of what else there is. I'm missing something. Maybe you wanted to act. I mean, this is like you got bit by this artistic, like, this art bug is what I want to call it. So they came into your life and they got you into something. Maybe they introduced you to a new passion and you didn't realize how much you had fallen in love with this artistic endeavor that you were doing, but you absolutely loved it. And so you're kind of like the way my JP created this spread, and it's very profound. I mean, it was very profound when we did this privately with just a small group. And the reading, it was hard because we do these soul tarot readings, and man, there isn't a dry eye in the house, let me tell you. It's very emotional sometimes. But, and I bring this up because, like, in a way, this was JP for me. This reading is not about him for me, as far as I know. But this reading is that, you know, but in a way, he handed me a baton. Like, he got me wanting to write poetry again. He got me wanting to do art again. When I met him, I was, like, he did some of the same things. And so, sorry to give that away, JP. But he's very creative and artistic, a lot of great ideas in him, very innovative within himself. And so it was very motivating for me as well. And him teaching me the tarot, he created this passion in me for tarot that I'm not going to be able to explain it in a very articulate way, although I have tried. But tarot is my life now. It is my passion. I enjoy doing it because I finally found something that I am intuitive enough. Like, I can do this, but I can give back. And it's my way of giving out messages to people. I'm able to read for them and they can find guidance and comfort. And, you know, they can walk away saying that was worth it. And that means the world to me. And I wouldn't have that if I had not met JP. But this is for a former friend. I just want to say he's my current friend. So, you know, this definitely doesn't speak to him in that way. But I'm kind of relating to this card for you because I want you to understand, like, some of you, it's got to be resonating that you're like, oh yeah, this person introduced me to dance, or this person introduced me to doing plays, or, you know, I learned to skateboard, or I don't know why I'm getting the skateboard. I'm picturing somebody skateboarding in like those parks they make where, you know, you're going to tip it and then you go down and you do these cool tricks off the side. I don't know. I'd probably break something if I did that. But so some of you got introduced to something, whether it was artistic, it could be something else. Like, I say artistic and it's subjective. You might have been introduced to photography, or, you know, you went out and started finding out like you really love shopping for antiques or something, or repainting things, or you love sports. Maybe they introduced you to a new hobby of some sort. And now it's like, wow, I can't get enough of this. And even without them in your life, you're just like, I still have a passion for it, but it reminds me of them. So that's where that's coming from. Anyway, going on to number 3. What's the worst that your former friend did for you? This person you got King of Blades or King of Swords. And in this typical, though, you know, thoughts and communication, this person didn't communicate well for you. You know, I'm not doing reversals in this, but I don't even have to, because I can tell you it should be reversed. I'm going to call it a spinner or whatever I want to call it. I don't know. Even though it's upright, it shouldn't be, because they put you in your head a lot. They made you second guess. Maybe they guilt tripped you. Their words were all about manipulation and guilt trip and gaslighting at times. Like, when they didn't get their way, they didn't like that. So, you know, they often used your mind against you, and they used their words to hurt you. And, you know, I don't care what people say. We say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's complete and utter bullshit. Words can sting. Words can be as sharp as a knife. I mean, you might as well stab me. It probably would hurt less than some of the things that have been said to me, you know? And, I mean, there is so much truth in that. So much truth in that. And this person was not good at it. They sucked at communication. And that might be part of their own upbringing, so we can have compassion for that. But at the same time, you know, you guys were probably, you could have been kids with this person at the time. You could have been teenagers. You could be adults. You could have known this person a really long time before you cut him out of your life. But this person didn't learn. That's the problem. Some people learn and grow. And as you were learning and growing, your former friend is a former friend for a reason. They weren't learning and growing. They were reverting backwards. They were not taking the lessons that they were meant to learn here. They weren't trying to improve themselves. They're not trying to get better at their communication. They weren't trying to be a better friend for you. That's it. And that is the worst that they could do, because their words, they stung. It was like 1,000 bee stings. Am I right? I had to take a sip of water, but you know, you were probably answering me in that time. So it makes a lot of sense to me why the King of Swords is here in this case. I mean, they hurt you. And this just, I mean, the King of Swords, in this case, I'm relating this as exactly as it is coming out for me, for you guys. It comes out for me the same way. I can't tell you how many times I tried to have a best friend growing up. You know, every girl wants to have that best female friend, and I tried to have that, and I couldn't. My best friends are like dudes, basically. You know, I do have, and let me just say, like, for the friends that are watching, like, I am so lucky that I've met my soul tribe, and I've met a lot of wonderful people in there, and they've become really great, close friends to me, and I am so happy that they are in my life. And I just want to say that because I know that some of them are listening, and I don't want them to go, wait a minute, I'm your friend, because yes, you guys are my friends, trust me, I love you all, and you guys don't do the things to me like my former friends have done to me. That hasn't been done. People are more adult now. They communicate better. Some people don't. And there's been up and downs. And that's okay. Friends are going to argue. You're going to fight once in a while. You go through those phases. And even as adults, you know, you're not going to see eye to eye on everything. But guess what? If you've got a solid friendship, you know, it's going to last through anything. You're going to overcome your obstacles. You're going to overcome any challenges. You are not going to let any third parties come between you. You're not going to let other friends come between you and try to break you up, like, and try to make you hate each other. And that's happened to me too. I've had people totally try to work people against me. And it's very disheartening. Because it's like, wow, I thought this was a best friend. And instead, you know, this person is over here, you know, talking shit behind my back and telling other people stuff with me. And you know what they don't know? Some of those friends in the past that I tried to be friends with, as much as I, you know, I've learned from them, and as much as I want to wish them well and love them, they really hurt me. And some of the things that they did, like, people didn't like what they did and said behind their back, and they came and told me about it. And so they think that, like, oh, I got away with it, but they didn't. And some people will never come clean. They'll never apologize. They'll never do those things. And they don't realize, like, if you would just say, you know what, I was a shitty friend. I did some shitty things, or, you know, depending on what it is, if they could just be honest about it and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wronged you. I hurt you. You know, let me apologize. You know, I'm going to work on it. That apologies are beautiful. Apologies are healing. So take that. If you got one, man, you're lucky, because I often don't get apologies. So that's another story of my life that I have to deal with. But sometimes I think that God just made me a punching bag for people. And I really hate to say that. And I don't mean literal, I just mean like by words. Like, it's almost like getting stoned by people because they just want to find a scapegoat, someone to blame, someone to be angry at. And sometimes I'm just a target sitting right in front of them. And that was a King of Swords truth that just came out of my mouth, and it's got me choked up. Because I do feel that way. At times. I do have some wonderful, wonderful friends in my life. I'm not saying everybody does that, but there have been times. And sometimes I wonder, because this world just seems to go to hell in a handbasket at times, and I love to smile at people and say hello and goodbye and thank you and excuse me, and I try to open doors for people, or hey, I'm sorry, sir, you dropped this. You don't even have to be a friend, but just being friendly towards people makes a world of difference. Because I know it makes a world of difference for me. And I love and appreciate it. If a stranger compliments me or tells me something, nice, I mean, I'm thinking about that person for the rest of that day. And sometimes I say a silent prayer. I say a silent blessing for that person. Like, God bless them. Like, whatever they're needing, give them what they need, because that person took the time out of their day, that extra 60 seconds to say, you look lovely today, or, thank you for holding the door open, or something, they complimented me in some way. And, I want to give back. I love that pay it forward idea. I love it. Okay, now to get off my little rant here, my whatever's going on, my soapbox. I'm sorry. But, I mean, it's important, so keep that in mind. So, moving on, we're going to the fourth card. We've seen the best and worst that your friend did for you, your former friend. So, how were you as a friend for this former person? You got the Temperance card. It's called Balance here, but it's Temperance. And, I love the eyes. Sometimes the eye comes out in some of these major arcana in this deck with the cute ghost tarot. And the eye just tells me that you had some inkling of intuition telling you, like, something's up with this friend. Like, you knew when you met them, there might have been just a split second, a flash of you going, this person could be a great friend, but there's like a but in there somewhere. There's a hesitation. There's something that tells you something could go wrong down the road. I've had that with people before. I just didn't pay attention to it. I'm always about, giving the benefit of the doubt and moving forward into friendship. I'm giving and loving, and I just want things to work out. And sometimes I'm wrong. So for you, you're the same way. And the balance, Temperance is about balance, but it's about healing. It can be about timing. You guys might have been friends for a long time. And if you are, it's probably because of you. I just want to say, if they weren't nice to you, you had probably 10 times you could have walked away from them for the bullshit that came out of their mouth, but you didn't. You gave them the benefit of the doubt. You loved them and cared about them enough to keep giving them chances when they didn't deserve it. So that's how you were as a friend. You tried to keep things balanced between you. Oh, I'm getting stopped. I'm sorry. I'm probably getting a cold or something. It's funny. It's only 30 degrees here, so it's going to happen. Balance. Man, I'm losing my voice. I'm getting sore voice. So sorry. This is my last reading, at least for now. But for balance, yeah, you put a lot of time and effort and love and generosity and kindness into this person. You were there for them, equal reciprocation. It wasn't always give and take. I mean, see how unbalanced those little cups are? You were giving way more, and I feel like the water is flowing into that one. You were pouring more into their cup because you needed to be there. This person's probably the type of person that blamed the world for their problems. They blamed everything. They wanted somebody to blame. And, if you tried to give them, they wanted advice and input, but then they didn't take it. But then they wanted to talk about it. You're like, well, we already talked about it. I already told you, like, this is what I think. Oh, I just want someone to listen. Okay, fine. So you give them advice. When they ask for advice, they don't take it. Then they want to talk about it again. Okay, so you listen this time. And then you listen this time. And then they want to talk about it again. You're like, no, I already gave advice. I already listened. And then what? And they wanted, it's like, I've described people like this as, there's a meme out there with a picture of like a carousel on fire. It's going around in circles. And, I have pictured, like, if a carousel were, if these little mini carousels were all part of a giant, oh my gosh, I want to say Wheel of Fortune, but that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of like not a tilt-a-whirl. Oh my gosh, the things at the fair that go around, I'm talking about the wheel, oh my, I've lost my mind. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. I'm losing my voice and my mind, so I'm getting squeaky. Why the heck can I not think of it? I can see a Ferris wheel. Oh my gosh, there it is. Thank you. All right. So yeah, imagine a Ferris wheel, okay? If you will. Imagine a Ferris wheel you know, that's going around and around. It's going up and around, but each of the little, you know, instead of having places to sit, each of them are carousels, and those carousels are going around horizontally while the Ferris wheel is going, you know, vertically up and around, and it's all on fire. That is what this person is like. That's the best way I can describe it. There are some people out there that are like that, and they want to blame you. They want your help, but they want to lean on you. They want to use you as a crutch. They always need you for every little thing because they can't depend on themselves. They get very codependent, and it's not healthy. Honestly, no. They have toxic behaviors. They're not healthy. This person became toxic with you, and you gave them so much of your time and attention. You know, you were there filling their cup when they didn't have anything. But did they give back? No, they didn't. It was always about them. Because every time you're like, oh, yeah, let's talk, you'd start to talk. They would do all the talking, and then you would try to talk, and they would cut you off. I had somebody I knew that was like, let me finish every time that I tried to interject. Or even when I was on the phone, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I got a doctor's appointment. Let me finish. No, I can't let you finish. I have to go to a doctor's appointment. Like, I got to the point where I was like too polite. It's like, no, I'm going to hang up on your ass because I've got to go. I don't have time to listen to your bullshit anymore. You know, and it got so frustrating that I found myself becoming physically sick with this person and angry. And it's like, I put up with too much. I was too nice. I had too much compassion. I gave too much of myself. And I realized, like, I don't want to become a bitch just to be able to be friends with somebody. Like, I shouldn't have to get to this point. I should be able to have boundaries and stand my ground. When I did start putting up boundaries with this person and saying, hey, you know, don't watch me when I sleep, because we were roommates at the time. Hell no. My door was open for the cats. It's not open for you to be peeking in to see if I'm awake. As soon as I was awake, they were in, sitting on my bed. I'm like, hey, I'm still in bed. I'm not dressed. I'm like, get out of here. Like, no, but let's go. Let's go to do this and let's go do that. No, I didn't want to. I was like, I'm exhausted, you know? I had literally just moved in after like a 13-hour drive, and I wanted to rest. That's all I wanted to do. I just needed that sleep so bad, and I was like, well, you know, I slept really heavy, and I woke up and I'm like, I kind of just want to enjoy some peace and quiet to myself. They didn't give it to me. This person constantly violated my time and my giving, my boundaries. Like, oh yeah, you could eat with this, and then it was eating with this all the time. They would not cook for themselves whatsoever, and they would never offer, you know, to get anything. And we kind of just had to stop doing stuff. I had to start like rushing in and cooking something real quick for just me and the other person that was there. We were my former romantic partner, but you know, me and him will sit there. We would, you know, make our food, but she had expectations of us. So, and I feel like this person with you is doing the same thing. So I completely understand. Like, you have had this person take and take and take from you, and they don't give, and you find yourself drained, and you find yourself like, yeah, you know, I'm not getting much out of this, and you're tired of it, and you don't feel good when you're around them because you realize they're not doing anything to your benefit. You know, your friends should support you. It should be equal give and take. You know, and you have friends that go through things and you be there for them, but when you go through something, they should be there for you. This person was never there for me. This person didn't do anything other than stir the pot half the time and then get into it with me whenever I tried to stand up and say, nope, this is my private time. Nope, and please don't do this. Please don't steal food from the thing, and you take all of my stuff. You know, we tried this thing, and then they would yell at me for things, and it was just ridiculous. Never again. You know, I might consider, you know, if I ever have a roommate ever again in my life, there's only probably one person that I would consider, and that's only because they're a clean freak like me. So, and that's because everybody I've ever lived with has not been a clean freak, and I will not live with anybody who doesn't clean, you know, and who just collects stuff. No. I'm trying to become a minimalist. All right, sidetrack. Anyway, redirect. So, if I do, like, yeah. But you were a great friend to this person. I mean, you weren't perfect. I wasn't perfect. You know, we had our fights and arguments, and there's times when I lost my cool, and I'm like, okay, I didn't do or say the right thing with friends and stuff like that, but, you know, at the same time, you know, I don't know how to describe this. It's just like, you know, I don't know. It wasn't perfect, but the fact is, this card says that you tried to balance things out. You tried to be even. You tried to just keep things equal between the two of you, but it was never equal. You know, you were weighed down by this thing, and this person felt great because they were always getting what they needed from you, and you weren't getting what you needed from them, and what you did get from them just weighed you down more. So there's that. Anyway, moving on. You were a great friend to them. So, number 5, this card, the Hermit card, what's the best you have done for your friend? The best thing you did is you walked away from them, you taught them lessons. And they may not realize it. Maybe it wasn't until you walked away from them, but you taught them lessons. They had to take a really good, hard look at themselves of like, why do all my friends leave me? I had a friend like that who was like, my best friend left me and this person, and they say this and that, and I think they're full of crap. But that's because when we were honest with this person, they never took it as honesty. They thought people were just lying to them, or they refused it. They were living in a world of delusion. And they didn't believe it. So this person has had to take a good hard look at themselves, and you know, they got this little light in there, and they're kind of going within. And the Hermit, they're lonely now because they don't have a best friend. And if they do, I think most of their other friends have kind of figured out how they are. Every time they get a friend, they treat them the same way they treated you. And when they do that, they find themselves alone. And so the Hermit is alone. The best thing you could have done for them is leave them alone, because that puts them in the energy of contemplation, of thinking about, why do my friends leave me, you know, and that's the only way that they're going to start thinking about, well, you know, because they're over here going, well, they left me, it's their fault, blah, blah, blah. They're going to blame. But eventually they're going to start to see a pattern. And some people don't change until they start to see, like, your friends are walking away from you for a reason. You've got to look within yourself and find out how to better communicate, how to be a better friend for them back. And like, if there's something that you're doing that is pushing people away, change it. So you've done a really good thing by walking away from this friend. It's the best thing you could have done, because it's the best thing you did for them, but it was also an amazing thing you did for yourself, because there is no way you could stay friends with this person and survive. No way. No. You needed to get away from that situation. Okay, last sip of water. So what's the worst you've done for your friend? I got the Fate card. I don't know. I think this one's kind of stumping me, and I may try to find a clarifying card for it. Because, like, what does fate mean here, you know? So please clarify the Fate card. Why is the Fate card here? You know, I'm going to try to find out. Why is the Fate card here? Because this card is a little bit confusing to me. I know what it means to me, but for all of you, no. I mean, it's fate. It's destiny. The worst thing you've done for your friend, like, well, leave them? They might think that you've left them. That's their thought, but it's good for you, and it's actually better for them when you think about the Hermit card. Why is the Fate card here? Whoops. Nope. We don't need that. Okay. Okay. Well, these are all one. I don't know. Hold on. I'm getting too many cards are falling out. So why is the Fate card here? Why do I keep getting 2 cards every time? That doesn't work. That does not fit for me. Sorry. Please clarify the Fate card. Why is the Fate card here? Oh, nope. That's like 300 cards right there. It's too many. I don't buy it. I just need 1 card. Drives me nuts when I can't get 1 to come out. Why is the Fate card here? Why is the Fate card here? Please clarify the Fate card. Why is the Fate card here? There we go. Oh, wow. Whoa. Tower card. Oh, no, scary. No, this is a revelation. And it's an aha moment, a revelation, but it's also like, you know, the worst you did for your friend, you tore their world down. That's what you did. But you were fated to do so. This was meant to be. Because the Fate card talks about luck turning in your favor and taking chances. You took a chance on yourself and said, I'm done with this. And you walked away. So when you walked away, you took a chance and you did something for yourself and turned luck in your favor. But to them, you just spun them off control. They thought you were going to be there forever. But no, you can't treat somebody like crap and expect them to stay in your life forever. It doesn't work that way. You know, unless you're fated to. Like me, I feel like I'm fated to be in people's lives and put up with their bullshit. Some people, not everybody. I'm also fated, like I said, punching bag earlier. And I mean, like for their words, to be their scapegoat, to be somebody they can blame. And I think that it's because I'm teaching somebody something right now, and they're not going to realize it. And one day they're going to pull their head out of their ass and go, oh my gosh, this whole time I've been doing this, I've got to apologize. They're going to realize like, yeah, I need to do something different. Some people need to learn that way. But if you're not fated for that, I'm special in my own way. And this is just something I feel like God wants me to do. So I'm put in people's lives for a reason. I was meant to teach them something. I'm in their life for a reason. And if there's a reason I'm staying in their life for a reason, there's a reason. I mean, there is something there that has to be figured out or discovered. But this person thought you were going to be there. But you said, nope, you ran out of chances. The worst thing you've done to your friend is say, nope, you're you're fresh out of fucks to give. Pardon my French. But you ran out of chances. I'm not giving you anymore. I'm walking away. When you walked away, you caused a tower moment in their life. Their life crumbled because they thought you were going to be there. And I could clarify the tower card too if you want. So please clarify the tower card. Why is the tower card here? How did this affect the friend? Why is the tower card here? Whoops. Whoop. Okay. Well, that one came out. I didn't mean for that to. Well, you know what? I never mean for it. It meant to come out. Yep. They're feeling left out. The Five of Pentacles is kind of like that change. Five is changes. It changed their life. They're feeling left out. They're like, nope, you walked away, and they're like sad about it, and because you're like, I'm not doing this anymore. So their life kind of fell apart. They didn't have that support they needed. That support that they relied on and that they were used to just taking advantage of is not there anymore. So they truly, for the first time in their life, felt alone. You were a huge catalyst for this. Now, is it going to be change? I don't know. I don't know. This doesn't tell you what happens to that friend because it's your past. It just means that they're moving on with their life, and you hope that they make the changes that they can find a friend that they haven't screwed over. Maybe the next friend will be treated better. And if you made a difference in that person's life in order for them to have a better friendship in the future, you did good. That's what I say. So that clarifies all of that. And then the last card is about yourself. This is most important. How will you be as a friend to yourself? It's part of your soul retrieval if you want to go there. And you got the High Priestess. And the High Priestess tells us this can be, meaning different things. But for me, it's all about intuition. You know better now. You know how your mind, your heart, your soul, your body reacts when you are around bad energy. When you're around someone who's not good for you, who makes you feel sick, who doesn't give back, and you realize like you're giving more than you're receiving. You're accepting way less than you deserve from the people in your life. They shouldn't be in your life. So the High Priestess, you are the High Priestess. You're going to be a better friend to yourself because you're going to love yourself. You're going to take care of yourself, but you're also going to pay attention to your intuition and what it tells you about people that you meet. When you meet someone, you're going to know right off, like, this is going to be a friend I want to keep in my life. But when you see the red flags and the other ones, like, oh, nope, that person can already tell you they're going to be that type. You don't ever want to have a friend like the one you had. But again, I know exactly what you mean because I avoid it too. So I've tried to level up and have, find friends that are going to last in my life. There's a lot of great people out there, but I have to have friends that are going to stick by me and support me and love me through everything. And they accept me for who I am, and it's good. When you have friends that give equal give and take and you accept each other for who you are, and you can be there for each other even if it does seem one-sided at times, as long as they're around when you need them and vice versa, and you feel like the cup's equally filled on both ends, you guys, you're going to be like best friends, teammates, whatever, forever, So it's going to work out for you. And you know this now. So you know going forward what to look forward, what you want and don't want out of your friendships. So I hope that was very clarifying for you. And I hope it gave you some answers on that former friend if you ever wonder what happened to them, or if you ever happen to run into them like I have. Oh my gosh. I've run into them and I've literally hid from them before because I'm like, nope. It already made me start feeling sick, and I'm like, no, I don't even want to deal with them. And because they want to try to rekindle a friendship that I don't want to rekindle. So I'm like, no, you're blocked. I'm not dealing with you. it's kind of funny. So I'm just like, I avoid that because I don't want to deal with it. You can't get anywhere with someone like that. And no amount of me screaming in their face did any amount of difference. Us arguing, us talking it out didn't do anything. It was always a lose-lose situation. And if you can't find common ground, if you can't work things out, you don't need to be friends with that person. It's not good for you mentally or physically or emotionally or even spiritually. So, lesson learned. So, on to the oracle cards, guys. So, get creative. This is, I don't know why you need to be creative, but I feel like it's funny. The best you did for your friend, no, sorry, wrong one. What's the best the friend did for you is they gave you that creative spark that you wanted. This card is kind of in line with that. It's like, it's telling you that you don't need them. You can go out in nature, connect to nature, look around, and just be like, wow, get inspired. Read a book or watch something on TV or go outside. Whatever your passions are now, follow those passions through, stick with them, and get yourself re-inspired with that. Don't try to find new ways to invent yourself so that, I say invent yourself, but to reinvigorate this passion where it's not related to this friend. You don't want to think about that friend, but just try to find a way to wish them well and like secretly thank them. I wish you well. I thank you for inspiring me, into this passion of mine, but, you're no longer in my life, but this passion still is, so I'm still going to hold on to that. Take what resonates, leave the rest. You're leaving that friend behind. Take the passion and go. Run with it. So get creative. Find new ways to get creative and just learn to fall in love with it all over again on your own. It's the best thing I could say. And we have emotions are running high. Oh, yeah. Emotions are running high. And you can tell me, like, I'm starting to get on a roll because you can tell that I've been through the ringer with some people. And it's there. And it gets to us because some of those people you never get closure from. You have to find a way. And this is a spread you can do for yourself. If you ever want to, then I will definitely post the comment here when I get it posted. You will find it down there. And I'll make sure I'll go do that on all of them now so you guys know who to go look up. But it's definitely very, very important. This one was making me cry. I was pretty emotional when I first did this one, just because it revealed things to me that I didn't already know about a former friend. Some things I had suspected and didn't know, and I'm like, man, the cards do not lie. So emotions are running high, super moon, So yeah, that moon is out there. I don't know if it's fully full, but I didn't have my glass on last night, but it looked full. It was so bright. I sat out in the hot tub under the moonlight, soaking up that energy. It was nice. Staying warm the best I could, but emotions are running high. So yeah, it's still emotional for you, and that's okay. It's going to be. You're not going to get the closure you want, but you're going to have to find some way to let go and make peace with yourself, find that closure within yourself. Like, you're going to have to find closure with the fact that you can't find closure with this person because they're never going to give you that. You had to walk away from them because it just wasn't healthy any other way. And then look at that. Don't compromise. St. Agnes of Rome. Don't compromise. There you go. This is the one place where you don't. With a real friend, a true friend, you can communicate in a healthy manner. You will be able to work it out and talk it out, and you will be able to compromise. And you will know when to say you're sorry and stuff like that, And you have to learn from each other. That's how you grow. So don't compromise. Not in this case. You don't want to. This person tries to weasel their way back into your life. Hell no. Do not compromise. Be like, no, I'm sorry. Like, there's just too much bad blood there. Like, too many things happen and I just don't want to deal with it anymore. And I'm not going to be available to you like you think I am. It just like, I'm not. I'm going to be doing my own thing. I have new friends now. It is what it is. And they'll just get angry with you for not showing up. Your color card is magenta. It's number 5. Connect to your deepest inner knowing. 5 in the major arcana is the Hierophant. And connect to your deepest inner knowing. That goes up there to how will you be as a friend to yourself? I mean, hello. High Priestess, connecting to your deepest inner knowing. That's how you know. When you know yourself well enough to know what you'll accept and not accept, what kind of friends you want and don't want, it's going to help you move forward in making friendships and maintaining those relationships with those people in a positive way. And in order to put some humor on this, because it's all been like, we're all like riled up, like, oh, I really don't like that friend. You know, I don't want to rile everybody up, or it brings up this emotional stuff about the way you were treated. I pulled a card from my inner effing peace deck, and it says, take a 5-minute mental vacation. And it says, it's fuck this shit o'clock. So, yeah. You know what? It's like, yeah, at some point you have to go, you know what? I wish you well. You know, best of luck to you. You know, we're not friends anymore, and I release you. I let you go, and I'm moving on to bigger and better things. And you know what? Screw this. I'm out. I'm going to go have a drink, or I'm going to go do something. Like, hey, if you really are a skateboarder, like, go skateboard. Because you know that listening to music or dancing or skateboarding, whatever it is that you do for this artistic passion or this hobby or whatever it is that you got introduced to, go fall in love with it again and use it to your advantage. Like, if you are artistic, make art about the situation without giving away any details. Put your emotions into that. Like, use it as an outlet, and it's going to help you heal from this. So that's kind of what that's saying. So I hope this was helpful on you finding some type of peace with this former friendship. Until next time, guys. Bye.